Hey guys, what's up? Time to play some PLO6. I will preface this by saying that the action's going to be fast. I think, so I have a nut got shot and a few relevant blockers, but no diamonds. I'll just check back. I think one way to conceptualize the difference between, let's see, how many both outs do we have? This one's closer. It's probably okay. And we'll check this. And if he, yeah, whatever he does, I think I just ship. Whether it's as a bluff or as value. But yeah, 6/6 blocker seems good enough. And he's not trying to put his stack in. There are no, this is the only busted draw. 6 with overs. And an over came. I think it's a reasonable spot here. Probably not enough quite yet. And I think by the river we have to go for it with a 9 and no one putting in money up to now. So yeah, one of the ways I like to conceptualize the difference between PLO6 and other formats is, if you think about Hold'em, this goes in, not a premium hand to 3-bet out of position, but I think at this SPR you just go with it. So yeah, if you think in Hold'em, you get 3 cards and by the river you have 7 cards. No, but yeah, by the river you have 7 cards. Here, you get 6 cards straight away, so your pre-flop hand strength is like a Hold'em turn, and your flop hand strength is way stronger than a Hold'em river hand strength on average. And just to show how much the extra card changes, it's crazy, the relative hand strengths here. To be clear, this is not a game I'm particularly proficient at. I've probably played a few thousand hands, maybe a few tens of thousands. So I'm just winging and ballparking stuff I do. These hands are both triple suited. The one on the right seems premium. The one on the left is nice. It's somewhat connected. I don't love the 5 and a deuce, so I'll just call. And just call this 4-bet. And yeah, this has to go in. Probably not exciting. Right? 40%, because all we have is top 2 and a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. So what do you expect? SPR1 in a 3-bet pot. This is fine to bet or to check. Let's check, see if he wants to start bluffing this or something. It's not a very strong hand strength. And I actually suck out here, which is nice. And yeah, here I'll check call twice. Probably lose now. But I feel like it's a decent river to check call on if he bets. So I'll explain. Basically, I don't think he'll bet if he hits hearts. And I don't think he's likely to bet 2-pair or set on a straight turn. And if he would have bet on that river, I would have actually liked calling. Here, this call could also raise. There's a bluff, and yeah, it's tough to follow, honestly, guys. So this is an open-ender with a pair and a nut flush draw. I'm gonna, let's just start with a bet. Our hand is fairly nutted. It interacts well with the board. Here we now have basically just the nut flush draw. I think given he didn't pot, we just get odds. So we'll do that. And here, once the turn is the ace, our hand's fairly strong, but not pushing equity or anything. So I'll just check. And here we now lose to 7-9, but beat bluffs. And why would 7-9 bluff bet this? It's the wrong size for 7-9. It doesn't feel like a bluff, so I'll just fold. Cool. Keep going. This triple suited hand. Connected, just the 5 is bad. I'm just saying my impressions of the hand. If the 5 were a 9-8 or ace, I think this hand would be really strong. And now all we have is top 2 and second nut flush draw. And this is double suited, nut suit aces short. So this goes, this can bet or check. Let's check it as a trap. And here sure looks like the nuts. So if we check this as a trap, I think it's to check call still. and hope for a safe turn, which we didn't get. So now I'd be check calling, hoping to catch a bluff or improve. And I like his size. It implies more like ace-4, and I'm not facing a river bet, but also fits with what he was doing before. Let's see, is that just ace-4 that gives up? Yep. Yeah, just easier decision for me. Here, paired ace board, I think I just start with a small bet. We'll open this. Looks very connected. The 4 and the 5 are also connected to the ace, so don't love the suits, but I like the hand. And now we have good high frequency betting board for me, I'd assume, with the ace. And bunch of draws in there. But I somehow like checking this hand. I feel like good things happen when we check so many good turns. I wouldn't want to get check raised, and it has no nut properties or anything, so I'll just go for the delay. I'm trying to mix in checking some strong hands because of an assumption that might be wrong, that when I check back I'm gonna get attacked, but I have a feeling this game might be so much about blockers that just doesn't happen. That if your hand hits the board and you check back, they're not gonna attack in any way. So this hand is 2 pairs medium suits. I'm guessing this is too weak, but this is the thing, guys. I don't really know. We can try it. It just feels like this hand doesn't make many strong hands. So the thing in these multi-card formats is you want your hand to have the potential to make something big, because big hands make tons of money. Medium hands get run over. And so this can make 2 sets, but one of them, this is triple suited, so I'll play it, but one of them's very low. And I think in this game, very often someone just has a straight or a flush, like sets are worth less. So yeah, this is triple suited. I think this is a very bad triple suited hand. I think I just play it anyway. And here we have 9-4 with a deuce 5, no spades. I think check again. This looks like a nice c-bet bluffing hand. Here we'll just check call. And we improve to the nuts, but the nuts with kind of a weak redraw. And now, I think on blocking the ace, I think I just check shove and hope for something. And this guy basically checked back something very weak, and then, yeah, not gonna get much money there. Here, so just intuitively, I think if he hits, there's a very high chance he would donk bet, except specifically 5-6, and so I think I'm just gonna put it in. And I guess I see 5-6 with a snap call. No. Huh. Yeah, I would have expected him to just shove, so I thought I was more ahead. I didn't think he'd have hands like 8-4, 6-9 type hands. I thought my hand would actually match up better than it did. This hand looks really bad to me. So basically the 3, 4, 6, 10 bad suits. It's just double suited kings with trash. I don't think that's a good hand in this game. And yeah, here are the 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. You just don't want to have those low cards. There are just so few boards they hit, and when they hit a pair or 2 pair, it's like a bad 2 pair, and that's so significant in this game. This is really a game where there are so many cards where if it's not top 2, it's not very good. Even if it is top 2, it's not very good. So just have to be very careful, I feel like, with these types of hands. You really want the high connectivity stuff, I'd guess. I'll limp along, but again, feels like we have a queen jack 9-8, but it's single suited, which is as bad as it gets in this format, right? You can't have less than 1 suit. And then here we have the queen jack 9-8. I guess that has to be enough. Feels a bit bad to call a pot. I wonder if that's okay or not. And So again, just fold. All the stuff is low. I think just fold with 2 flush draws. Might have been a flop fold. Okay. I think one way to think about starting hands, and guys, if anyone's an expert watching this, let me know, is basically how many low cards does the hand have? I'll go with this, barely, but basically the more of the deuce 3-4 in your hand, the worse the hand. So look at this hand, no deuce 3-4. This hand has 2 of them, but at least they're paired, but pretty bad hand in that sense. Here we just have blockers. I think this is just a c-bet bluff, has no real equity, just blockers, and this is not doing well. Not doing well at all, I would say. So again, we have one of the cards, but bad suits or under the gun. Fold. This has a bunch of low cards, so fold. And yeah. This has just one, but it's all connected with 2 high suits, so I think I'll play this one. And again, if the 4 is a 5, I assume this gets a lot better, which is, again, a bit unintuitive, and it might not matter. I think this is just good. Okay, and here we just call the 3-bet and try to guesstimate what's the appropriate hand strength to stack off with. Here, if it were just King 7, I think no. Note that this looks like a really nice hand to check back to me. So many good turns, it doesn't do brilliantly stacking off, I'm sure. So I guess now with top 2 we can go with it. If he check raises, he just has 10-9 and we're dead, so might as well. And again, equity denial is so important here. But I would hate to bet King 7 get check raised by a setter King 8 and give up my nut gut shot and my jack for a better 2-pair out and all those. This looks very strong. Right, and even the 5s are set out in case he has top 2. The only thing is we don't block the king or the queen. So we do get check raised more, but given aces... so if he has kings, I have the ace and the jack as an out, plus the flush draw. So I think the hand is just very strong. So 4 low cards, terrible hand. I don't know if this is good. Again, I'll play it. It's double paired. It has kings, but I dislike the 2 5s quite a lot. And here I'll just check call. I think not much else to do. 5s is like a nice draw to quads and a bluff catcher down the line. Now when he checks back, presumably no sets for him. So we should have the best hand often. We have the nut flush draw with spades. So we could bet, but also check seems nice. And I think this can open button. I'm not sure. Might be too weak. So this is me strengthening my double check range, basically. I think if he has just a bare ace, he's drawing that anyway. And yeah, now check and hope. I think 5s wins often enough to not bluff, but we'll see soon enough. And this is why the low ones are so bad, because look, we hit like a mini wrap in a pair, and it's terrible. You can't play the hand. Here he's basically saying he has a flush. We have the king of hearts. He wouldn't bet a straight. He might have bet a flush draw earlier. I think this is a reasonable-ish bluff catch. It's not brilliant, but it's fine. All this. Ooh, do 7 of hearts. Ouch. Had him drawing pretty thin. This looks too weak. And Sometimes it's tough to even notice if you're triple suited. But yeah, this is triple suited bad jacks, let's say. And bottom two in a bad flush draw just feels like a kind of check Holly hand strength. And this looks like a nice open. Similar, it's just a check Holly hand strength, I feel like. I don't know if this like should be a semi-bluff. That's where I'm not good enough to really tell. Or if it should be a bluff now. I don't know. I'll just check fold it. So I hope I'm not playing terribly like open folding kings. PLO4 kings is a really strong hand. I just have a feeling it isn't here. Like you need a lot more going on. So many cards are gonna come out. You just don't win with one pair ever. So just doesn't matter as much that you have that. Yeah. Or heads up. So this is very bad. This is very bad, but if he checks, maybe we bluff it, but we have no board interaction. And here we have actually a nice bluff catching hand, because it beats bluffs, but also has 4 both outs. So I like calling this one. And then probably checking the river, maybe you could bluff donk bet or something. Win? I wonder if the bluff donk bet would have worked. And here I just see the 3 low cards. Mostly, which is like half of your hand in a hold'em game, being very low. Looks bad. It's heads up, you need to call it. I'll call it with the pair and the nut suit, and we have, I think, a nice-ish flop. Nothing super exciting, but we have a, yeah, like a nice draw. Now we turn the nuts. Given we have 2 sevens, so we also block a bit, let's actually lead out. I think this card favors us as well. And here, okay, that doesn't seem like a good river. Let's put in 3 blinds and see what our friend has to say about it. Now, him calling on the turn could be draws, but I block draws very heavily with all my clubs and sevens, so I think it's much more likely that he just has it here. Like, I have a very bad hand to bluff catch with in terms of its properties. And here just the nut suit and a bit connected and seven. So this hand has some ways at least to hit something good. Okay, here, I don't know if this is just a fold. I'll try and call it pre-flop to respect the aces, but I don't know if that's even correct. And now I guess I'll try turning it into a bluff. It's a bit awkward, but okay, here we have king, queen, jack, nine, so easy call. And probably gonna have to call again, right? If I have 8 straight outs, yeah, I think I have to call again. Let's do that. And that looks like a miss, but how can he snap shove the board pair? It doesn't make sense. That feels more like a blocker play than a beat play. I'm a little bit curious. I don't think you can snap shove the board pair. Ah. No, he just snap shoves the board pair. Alright, my bad. That you have to pay to learn, guys. Probably he'd have been bluffing with an ace, or that's probably like a super torching call. But gotta pay to learn. Okay, let's wrap up there. See you guys next time.